what?
Nation, in this report, we are going to check out Vybz Kartel's most recent interview, and that interview was done by Boomshot TV. Excited to go through the interview here because I like say Vybz Kartel do that much interview. I don't know, but I think a 2 or 3 interview him do since being incarcerated. But anyways, Nation, that's enough for the introduction part of the thing. Let's begin. Congratulations on Fever being certified gold. Is that the first solo gold record in your catalog? Where is the plaque hanging right now? Vybz Kartel reply, "Enough respect, Rob. Yes, it is my first solo gold record, which is long overdue, you know. It's hanging in my cell right beside the spot for my new Grammy award." Next question, what does it take to stay at the top in dancehall? I don't know where I heard it or who said it. I think it was Einstein. Someone asked him, what's the secret to success? And he said, hard work. The person replied, laughing, no, seriously, what is the secret to success? Vybz Kartel basically tell the interviewee, say hard work are the secret to his success. Anyways, next question. What sort of precautions are being taken for incarcerated persons during the coronavirus pandemic? Do you believe it might be a pandemic? We've heard different reports over time. How is your health? Vybz Kartel response, I think it's a pandemic, but you know BigBoss.gov always throwing us off the trail, and any hint of inquiry leads to, oh, he's a conspiracy theorist, and I leave it at that. Did you know China makes the most face masks worldwide? Yeah, I'm good. Ain't no corona in prison on Jerry and nephew. Next question. Your legal team puts a lot of work into the recent appeal. Were you surprised at the verdict? Vybz Kartel reply, they could have done way better. Bert Samuels came out gunning, but this is Jamaica, slave colony at its best, so no, I wasn't surprised. Next question. We vividly remember our conversation after Sumfest 2011 when you introduced us to the members of the Popcaan Empire. It's hard to believe it's been 9 years since then. How have you managed to stay mentally focused and maintain your strength all this time? I always tell people I think it's the way I'm built. I'm a stubborn person, so I use that as my strength, I guess. That and some good weed. I love to read. So most of the time, I'm in a book or my book writing. Time is relative still, so it's whatever. Next question. What are the best 3 books you've read lately? Vybz Kartel replies, Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Up to the Time, Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers, and The Voice of the Jamaican Ghetto. Next question. What are your thoughts on the Black Lives Matter protests over killings by police in Minneapolis, Louisville, and Atlanta? As the author of The Voice of the Jamaican Ghetto, do you think black people's struggle is different in America and the rest of the world? Vybz Kartel reply, every black person's struggle is the same no matter where you are. Some issues might take precedence over others, but it's the same top 4 or 5 issues. High unemployment, high single parent families, high crime rates, high people meaning drugs, and some bullshit religion that's not ours. About the George Floyd incident, what's new about it? Not a damn thing. Next question. The last time we were in touch, you mentioned that some of the artists who first bust through the Popcaan Empire had betrayed you, specifically Popcaan and Tommy Lee. Have you forgiven them since? Tommy Lee is featured on your new album, Of Dons and Divas. Did you consider featuring Popcaan? Are you proud of all the things your proteges have accomplished? Vybz Kartel answer to that. I mean, I am a forgiving person, so I have forgiven as I have been forgiven, because at the end of the day, no one's perfect, and sometimes when you address stuff while you're angry, you usually say some hurtful stuff. It is what it is though, and I'm proud to see their victories. It all started from Bounty Killer, this artist bossing artist thing as far as I'm concerned, so I just pay forward and that's the result. Time is the healer still. Next question. Over the past 2 decades, you have consistently innovated creatively. You introduced a fresh new sound to dancehall on your recent album, To Tanisha. We also heard some of that sound on UTG's Skinny Jeans album and on brand new cuts like Bad Girl and Say a Prayer from Of Dons and Divas. Is there a particular producer you worked with to get that sound? Kartel's answer. I've always changed my style, so it's about Kartel, not a particular producer. My inspiration comes from many things at once. For example, To Tanisha was inspired by Tanisha, but the overall sound I just created to set the tone for the album. Now, as it relates for the rhythms, I've been working with J Crazy heavily on my last few projects. He's super talented and we've clicked like presidential. Also, Melia sounds on to Tanisha, and this Yankee youth called Goala Beats on both albums. He made the Bad Girl track as well as Never Was the One on to Tanisha. Ricardo Redboom Reed is my sound engineer and mixer. Next question. What are your thoughts on the versus battle between Bounty and Beanie? How strong is dancehall as a culture and business at this very moment? Kartel's answer to that. I love the clash. Those are two legendary icon artists bar none. Dancehall has always been a big business even without the buying power of the other genres, namely hip hop and reggaeton, which Jamaicans invented. On the same Up Top Gaza, you said, Killer my daddy, still show allegiance to Alliance. What do you appreciate most about Bounty Killer? Do you regret falling out with him in the past? Kartel's replied to that, I appreciate most that he helped me realize my potential without prejudice. I didn't grow up with him, we weren't schoolmates, so I love and honor this man to the fullest. Falling out with the big boss was necessary still, that's how America was built. Next question. When you started your career, you went by the name Adi Banton. As a fan of dancehall and an aspiring artist, what did Buju Banton mean to you at that time? Kartel's replied to that. When I heard Buju Banton, I was captured instantly. I remember I left school and went straight to Chancery Lane and bought Stamina Daddy. I even tried to call the 927-7039 number, even though he specifically said, girls, here's my line. Jaja. Ninja Man and Buju were my two main influences. By the way, I gave out a number of my own in Kartel Complete Me featuring Gaza Indu. Next question. In a recent interview, Buju stated, Kartel still around dancehall. How do you think you and Buju relate to Jamaican youth today? Who would you say are your respective audiences in 2020? Kartel answer, my core fan base is still young adults. Even though I've been around long enough to have fans who have grandkids, I don't know Buju's core except that I am one. Meaning say him no know Buju fan base, but him know that him is a fan of Buju Banton. Anyways, next question. Have you heard any of Buju's new music? Updance and Divas had the same release date as his album Upside Down. Was this planned or a coincidence? It's a coincidence, but isn't it mad and good for the music too, because I think it will bring a buzz to the whole Grammy mania in Jamaica. Like I said, he's my DJ, so for me it's great. I want him to sell 10 million on the first day. Me 10.1 mil, laugh out loud. Meaning say want Buju sell 10 million on the first day, but him want him sell 10.1 mil on the first day. Next question. Of Divas, who is the girl that we hear on that amazing Nice Things intro? Kartel's replied to that. That's Missy the Dancer from New York via Waterhouse, Jamaica. Famous dancehall dancer. She does a lot of Kartel videos on IG, so I reached out. Next question. What qualities does it take to be a Gaza girl? Vybz Kartel replied to that. Love Kartel and B, love dancehall. So, to be a Gaza girl, you have to love Kartel and love dancehall. Next question. You have collaborated with some of the leading female artists in the game today, from Rihanna and Nicki Minaj to Spice and Shenseea. How did you choose which divas would appear on the album of Dance and Divas? Kartel's reply. First, let me say big up Spice. I was put onto Juicy Fruit's IG by my son's mother, Sophia. She a Yankee from New York, so she obviously loves hip-hop. So I reached out to Juicy as well because I liked what I saw. She was a young rapper, but she had star appeal up to the wazoo. So that's how we collabed on Bad Gal. Danny Boo is a straight Gaza girl and a very famous dancer. So when she decided to do music, I immediately reached out to her. And as you can see, she has the title track. Lisa Hyper is original Gaza capital citizen. And Lisa Mercedes I met through a brother of mine called Black Azan from Maypen. She bad as fuck too. Sounds like Patra, but with her own grit. Next question. No Prison is a powerful song driven by a powerful idea. Can you talk about the inspiration for that one? Tupac spoke about the power of love versus the power of fear. Which do you think is stronger? Kartel's answer. I just took my pen up and wrote what came to my mind. It's a song for my muse, or rather from my muse who gave the inspiration to put pen to paper. In relation to your last question, I think fear is stronger. Love brings entitlement, which more readily breeds betrayal than fear. Next question. Pretty Butterfly is definitely a standout on the whole album. Who produced that one? When did Lisa Hyper first get down with the Empire? And what is so special about your creative chemistry with her? Kartel's reply. I produce all the tracks from scratch, working tirelessly with the engineer to fine-tune songs to my liking. Lisa, as I said earlier, is day one. Even from before I became a star, I knew her, I grew her, so the chemistry is so natural. Presidential is one of the baddest tunes on the album. How does it feel to know your music connects with people from Germany to Canarsie? Kartel's reply, thanks, it's one of my faves. Daddy1 and Sika rhymes do more than justice to the song. New school warriors at work with the veteran. It's an accomplished feeling to know my work is loved globally because I work hard for my fame. Natural talent, yes, but also the hard work. Next question. You've got 2 features from the 6 on the album, Daddy1 and Squash. What do you rate about the 6? Does their movement remind you of Gaza? Kartel's reply, the 6 is real, and yes, Squash remind me so much of myself in that he came out and immediately created his team and pushed them to heights without prejudice. That's what I respect about Squash as a human being. Real kind-hearted person. Daddy1 is for the schoolers, they love him, especially the girls. So yeah, 6 is Gaza affiliated and vice versa. Next question. Sika Rhymes has overcome a lot, surviving diabetes and an attempt to take his life. He's also given us some great music like the track Superman as well as Depend on You. What was the most important factor for you to decide that he was ready to become the official Gaza VP? Kartel's reply, Sika Rhyme is real strong, plus he has a good heart, always helping people, always looking out for others, hence Gaza VP. Plus he's a real talented hardworking person as well. He records himself in his house, writes his own songs, etc. He too reminds me of me in so many ways. I like Sika Rhymes and I know he will go far once he doesn't change the formula. Next question. On Depend on You, you mentioned that you feel the government do it for spite. How do you find the strength to keep going against all odds when such ideas enter your mind? Kartel's reply, I'm stubborn. I've always known I was gonna be a great man, and in Jamaica, that comes with a big fight from the system. If they can't say that's my boy, it's nobody's boy, not even my dad's. Next question. The UTG album Skinny Jeans is a major step forward for Little Vybz and Little Haddy since the days of PG-13. That evolution continues with new songs like Militant Coup. What sort of advice have you shared with your sons about surviving the game? Kartel's replied to that, I see them sometimes and we talk. In a few years when they take over, you'll see what we spoke about. Slimmatic is also on Militant Coup. She's my cousin. Next question. On the track World Boss, there's a recording where someone is talking about we not stop block the roads. What was the bad treatment they were protesting? Kartel's reply, yes, it was some incident about police brutality, a staple on the nightly news. Next question. Do you believe people are going to be brainwashed forever, or is there hope for an awakening? Kartel's reply, brainwashed forever. That's what Gov does, create as many sheep as possible, so the only awakening is the movie. Next question. Over the last 10 years or so, we've seen a new movement with roots artists such as Chronix, Kabaka, Protege, and Coffee. What do you think of this new movement? Kartel's reply, I was born mid-70s, grew up in the 80s, so I grew up on that stuff. I love reggae, dubstep is my fave, so the new movement is just the continuation of the original. Next question. The song Big Business talks about your name living on. What do you think is your greatest legacy so far? Kartel's reply, I can't be stopped again. My legacy in dancehall is one of the most powerful. In the top 5, I brought new ideas and concepts to dancehall, musically and as a businessman. I altered/changed the culture to suit me, Clarks, tattoos, rosary and big business. I am the most influential Caribbean artist in 20 years. Tell them put that in your pipe and smoke it. Last question. The flow on Jump on the Beat is crazy. Nobody in any genre raps like that. What would it mean to you to receive a Grammy for your work? Kartel's reply to that, it means a lot to win the Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album. I mean, aren't accolades a part of greatness? So, you hear what go on this, so people, if you don't want to check out that interview for yourself, I will still provide a link in the description of this video. But nation, that is it for now. Want to tell me what you think in the comment section, of course. You see what time o'clock, you see what time I go up and get the fuck out of here. And as usual, my people, but definition. Wagwan. Nation, the entertainment feed community. Wagwan. We're there up on the Wednesday, your trendy Wednesdays. For all of the people them who don't know we're not, a long time we not do the apartheid here still. But anyways, you are watching the entertainment feed. Make we officially kick off this story them people. But just before we do that, if you haven't joined us on Instagram, be sure to do so, and of course give this video a like, and while you at it, click the subscribe button to join our community and the notification bell to be notified whenever there's a new release. Can we categorize this